Might as well start early. Gonna make sure everything works. Seems to all be working. Alright, hey guys, it's SharpZ. I'm starting a little early. I say a little, about 15 minutes early. Um, so before the direct starts, I did want to talk a little bit about A, where have I been, and then B, I'm going to get into my speculations on the direct. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm currently in college. It's part of why the upload schedule has gone from almost weekly to once every few months to absolutely nothing. And there is more content coming, so please stay tuned for that. I have a lot of ideas on what to do. Um, so yeah, this is just kind of I always make a tradition of watching the Nintendo Directs. I think I've watched every single one live since I want to say I've watched every Nintendo Direct live over the last 5 or 6 years. So I kind of have a good feel for what they usually do. So let's start with the big prediction, the one that everyone probably wants me to talk about. So I think, are we going to get a new Smash character? I think it's highly likely. Sorry, I'm just bringing my phone. Wait, let me just go to my channel. I'm sorry. I usually use my phone to check comments. Um, all right, there we go. So my phone is tuned into the live chat. So what I my thing is, I always watch these directs live because it's A, as a Nintendo fan, is really exciting because you never know what to expect. Usually I go in expecting a certain lineup and I get the exact opposite. Let me just go through the Smash character really quickly. So I think it's likely we're going to get one. If we do, my big three predictions, I think it might be Waluigi. Because, and my reason for that, I actually have more reasoning for that than you might think. Oh, did my camera just go off? I'm sorry, uh-oh. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my camera. You ever just have your stuff start failing on you? Alright, I'm gonna pull this out and put it back in. And hopefully that should fix it. Yeah, my camera just stopped working on me. I don't know why either. Can't really think of a reason why. If I add a new video capture, is that gonna work? I might have to just use my, that's odd. Yeah, I use a Logitech. It's very awkward with how it works. In that sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends. I don't know why. My camera wants to work sometimes, and then other times it just likes to do stuff like this. So I'm just going to take the... Yeah, I'm not very good at this kind of thing. I'm going to take the lazy way, and we're just going to replace the old camera with the new one. Alright, there we go. That works. So my predictions on the character, I think Waluigi's a possibility because there's 6 in this pass. Usually we have 5. And what that said to me when they announced it was going to be 6 is it was a character who was either A, not initially planned for the pass, So, like, if it was Waluigi, I could see them going to Sakurai and saying, hey, we really want to put this character in because we know he'll sell well. So I could absolutely see Waluigi being put in. Pokemon characters, highly likely, unfortunately. I'm not too excited about that. But it is a possibility. Crash Bandicoot's one that I think would... It wouldn't really make a lot of people mad, but it wouldn't make a lot of people say, I told you so, you know? That wouldn't be, like, the most exciting... That wouldn't be, like, the most exciting... That wouldn't be, like, the most exciting... I'm trying to check if the actual direct's loading. Give me a second. Gonna move the display capture up above the window capture. There we go. Yeah, that wouldn't exactly be the most exciting character announcement, but it would still be an announcement. I feel like that's one where it wouldn't really offend anyone, because it's like Crash Bandicoot's just that big a character, where if you announce him, there's going to be people who are like, I don't necessarily want him, but he does deserve to be here. Moving on from that, I think... So, one speculation I have that I think might be a possibility, Metroid Prime Trilogy might be their holiday release. The reason I'm saying that is, A, the Metroid games, 2D and 3D, are fairly different. And while Metroid fans tend to like both, I think Dread is going to be... I think they're kind of using Dread to get people who weren't excited about Metroid excited about the next one. Since 2D games for Nintendo, those tend to be the ones that almost everyone plays, because it's just simpler to design or play a 2D game. There's a reason why more people played New Soup than a lot of the 3D Mario games. So I can see them announcing some form of a 3D Metroid for holiday this year. Not Prime 4, but maybe Trilogy. Monolith has a new game in development. They announced it was something more mature. So, I have a few things that I think it could be. Number one, it could be Xenoblade Chronicles X2. So, before someone says we already have Xenoblade 2, or we already have... it could be Xenoblade 3. I think that the fact they said it was going to be more mature... are more of an older game oriented toward an older audience. I think X might be more suited for that. They didn't say it was a remake either. So as much as I would love to say, oh, a remake of Xenosaga or Xenogears is coming, I don't think it's that. I think it might either be a new IP or a sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles X. For few other ones, so 2D games, since I brought it up earlier, I think we might get another 2D Mario of some kind announced, if not in this direct, definitely next year. Because the last 2D Marios that we've had are, one was a re-release, and one was Mario Maker 2. So I think that we're due for another 2D Mario. I don't know if it's going to be a new Soup game, but I think that they might just say, hey, here's a new 2D Mario, throw it out next year, multiplayer heavy focus. I think especially with the 3D world based theme in Mario Maker 2, there is a possibility that might be kind of like a 2D version of 3D world. A few other ones while I'm thinking about it. So Donkey Kong. I think that a lot of people mentioned either 3D Donkey Kong game, or I think we might get a third game in the current Donkey Kong games we have, because we had... Those two were reviewed very well. The only issue is Retro is currently busy with Metroid Prime 4. So unless they split the development between two teams, because another Donkey Kong Country would not take as much development time and effort as Metroid Prime 4, I don't think we're going to get another Donkey Kong game by Retro in the upcoming months. I do think that we're going to get some kind of casual game announced for holiday season, though. maybe a sequel to something. So I could see Ring Fit Adventure 2 or something along those lines. Because Wii Fit got Wii Fit Plus, I think around 2 or 3 years after Wii Fit released. And Ring Fit is more readily available. So either an update or a new Ring Fit would just make a lot of sense. Let's see here. As for other stuff, here, I have a document up. Let me just pull my Google Doc. See here. I think we're gonna get some big third-party port. So the ones I mentioned on my Twitter in particular were Street Fighter V, King of Fighters 15, or Nier. I feel like Nier Automata. I think those three are probably fairly likely. Before someone says King of Fighters 15, why are you saying that one? Terry was in Smash, and since then, we haven't really gotten anything from SNK. We have their arcade archives. We have a Samurai Showdown. But I feel like Sam's Show, I don't know the sales statistics right off the top of my head, but I think it sold decently enough on Switch for them to at least consider porting King of Fighters over. So I think they might announce that at some point. While I'm talking about bigger ports, the reason I said Street Fighter V is that's kind of wrapping up its DLC cycle. So I could see the Capcom saying, oh yeah, one last thing about Street Fighter V, we're porting it to Switch. Maybe some deluxe version of Street Fighter 4. I think 5 can run on the Switch. I think it would be slightly downgraded, but I don't think Street Fighter 5 is in the same camp as something like Metal Gear Solid 5 or some other crazy taxing game. I think the Switch could run it. I think it would be fine. They probably need to downgrade a few things. Borderlands 3 maybe, because we have 1 and 2 on there, so I could see them just announcing 3 to round that off. Sports Story 2. That game was announced in an Indie Direct. I want to say it was over a year ago now. And we haven't heard anything about it since. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, so there was a game called Golf Story that released on the Switch a while back. And that game was really good. A lot of people really liked it. It kind of has that same feel as the old Mario sports games on the Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color, where it's a sports-based RPG. So I feel like we might get some information on that in a Nintendo Direct, because the last time we saw it was in a Nindies presentation. So I feel like if anything, we would get some announcement on it from a Nintendo Direct. I feel like Atlas might announce something as well, because they've had a lot of events recently. The one that I've heard everyone talking about is for Arena. I could see them announcing the Persona Dancing games. I'll explain why. Persona Dancing was on the Vita, and the Switch right now seems to have a few games that were on the Vita exclusively ported to it, because it has that good compromise of it's still portable. It has about the same it has a slightly higher horsepower than the Vita, so you can still charge a higher price and say you're remaking it. I think the big one to look at for that is, let's forget what it's called. It's, shoot, what is that called? It's not Code Vein, that's, it'll come to me. But there's a few Vita ports that work very well on the Switch. Maybe 4 Golden. I don't think we're going to get 5. I love Persona 5, but that's probably going to stay PlayStation exclusive. Especially if they're going to announce, like, some higher-end version for the PS5. So I could see, just to kind of summarize what I just said, for Arena, the Persona Dancing games are 4 Golden. I think we're going to get one of those announced. It's not going to be all 3. Already talked about Monolith Soft. I think I mentioned, Hollow Knight Silk Song. That might get a reference. Golden Sun, I feel isn't really like a safe bet per se, but Golden Sun is a franchise that hasn't had an entry in a long time. It was on the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. Well, no, it was on the Game Boy Advance, sorry. And Camelot's still making games for Nintendo. So I could see them saying, hey, we released a few sports games. Could we make something else? And Golden Sun's the obvious candidate for that. Speaking of portable handhelds, I could maybe see some form of... If we get a new online console announcement, it's either going to be N64 or Game Boy. And I think Game Boy is more likely, just because... so N64 games are a lot more complex than Game Boy games. Even though a lot more people want them because of the multiplayer, I feel like that's the thing is, unless they make a premium online, they're not going to do it. Because paying $20 a year for, I think it's like 60 something combined now for the NES and SNES online. So you get all that, and then you get the 3D games on the N64. And if you're paying like $20 a month, that's a ridiculously good deal. And I think that would be I think a lot of people would say, yeah, just do that. You're getting a whole lot with their online service that isn't just online, and I feel like they wouldn't just give you all this, a whole lot of content. Like, especially Mario 64 alone has a lot of content. So think about it that way. I mean, maybe we could get a Rare Replay re-release. That would be kind of interesting. I could see Microsoft wanting to do something with that. Since Perfect Dark is having a new game come up, I could see Microsoft talking to Nintendo and saying, hey, do you want to put Rare Replay? Because the games were originally on the 64. That's the closest thing I can see happening, and I think even that's unlikely. Another thing, I could see Resi 7 and Resi 8. So, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Resident Evil 8 Village, getting cloud ports to the Switch. Resident Evil 7 is already available in Japan on Cloud Edition, and I tried it out a little bit. It runs fairly well. Granted, I'm in the States, so probably runs a lot better in Japan, but it's not unprecedented. They could absolutely just do the same thing with 8 and announce it for Switch, and 8's been selling very well, so I could see Capcom saying, hey, let's port 7 and 8 to the Switch. It's been a few months. Some people might want to revisit it. The DLC will begin to come out. Because for the Resident Evil games, I always view it as the Switch isn't the go-to platform for those. It's always PlayStation. But having them on the Switch is still a plus. Maybe we'll get information on the new Silent Hill. That is the one that I think lines up fairly well with the Switch. However, it's probably only going to come out next gen, so I wouldn't hold my breath on that. Since this is near Halloween and horror games are kind of something that's synonymous with the next month, I do have, I think, two. Fatal Frame got announced at E3, so I think they might mention Fatal Frame, but one that I think is absolutely crazy, definitely not going to happen, but I would love to see it happen. Eternal Darkness getting a sequel or a port on the Switch, because Nintendo owns it. They own the franchise. They've just been sitting on it and doing nothing. Maybe we'll get a port of DMC5 as well, because I think the big thing, some of the stuff I'm expecting at least one port where it's, hey, the Switch is still viable and can still run some of these games. I think Scott the Woz in some direct predictions actually mentioned Cyberpunk 77 Cloud Edition, because that probably could run fine on Switch. I could maybe see them doing that. I just am not holding my breath for it. I don't think that Nintendo would want Cyberpunk 77 just yet. It took them a long time to get The Witcher, and I feel like outside of a specific few games, Nintendo wouldn't want it on cloud. Maybe we'll get one that I think is a higher possibility than people would say. GTA 5 might have, like, the GTA series might have something here, because GTA 5 got a re-release on new consoles. And one thing that surprised me is I was sitting there and I'm thinking, I know it's high storage space, but if Rockstar wanted to release a port on the Switch, they probably would have done it with that. So maybe they'll re-release the old ones. I could see them re-releasing like San Andreas, Vice City, and I'm not a big GTA fan, so I don't know all the games. Also, Guilty Gear. That's one I think is a pretty decent possibility. Not Strive, not the newest one, but maybe we could get a port of Revelator 1 or 2. Um, we haven't heard anything about Street Fighter 6, but I doubt they would put that in a Nintendo Direct. Just since that's a big competitive fighting game, that would probably be more of an Evo thing. Mario Kart 9 is a possibility, because Mario Kart 8 sales haven't been slowing down. It's, for those of you who aren't aware, it's been selling a ridiculous amount. That's part of why we haven't gotten Mario Kart 9, because Mario Kart 8 is just selling that much. Like, there's no point to make a Mario Kart 9, because the moment they make that, the sales for 8 are just gonna, it's just gonna deadline. And I don't think they're going to make a Mario Kart unless they can make it distinct enough to where people might buy 8 still. Because if they make 9, it's a risky venture. Because if it doesn't go well, then people are just going to stop buying Mario Kart. But if it goes very well, people who bought 8 are going to buy 9 again. Because Mario Kart is a big system seller. And they already have their, what I consider to be their 3 big multiplayer games. They have a Mario Kart, they have 2 Mario Parties, and they have a Smash Brothers. So, maybe some smaller multiplayer franchise. I think one I put on my predictions was Rhythm Heaven. That's not multiplayer, granted, but I think since WarioWare got a release, Advance Wars is getting released, a couple older franchises, maybe we'll get a Rhythm Heaven game. I think we're overdue for one. The last one was on the 3DS, and even then, I think that was just a compilation of all the other ones. Not all the other games in one, but all the other mini games. So, I would love to see what they would do with Rhythm Heaven on the Switch. It sounds like a really good fit. Metroid Prime 4. We're not going to hear anything about Prime 4. Maybe Bayonetta 3. Maybe. I just don't think we're going to get like some really big game that they've talked about and in development for years and years. I think the closest we might get is Hollow Knight Silksong. That might get some form of a reference. Let me check the list again. Might get information on Splatoon 3. I could maybe see a Silent Hill port of like the old HD collection. I know people hate it, but it's Konami, so that's probably exactly what they're going to do. Project Triangle Tactics, we might get more info. Tomodachi Life 2, maybe. Mario Odyssey 2. I think that was one I wanted to talk about a bit. I think the fact we haven't gotten DLC for Mario Odyssey points to the fact we're probably going to get a sequel. Since usually when they have DLC for a game, it's announced anywhere from half a year to a year after they develop it. I think they did that for Breath of the Wild, but for Mario Odyssey, that's a really big game, so it's surprising they didn't do anything with it. They gave it a few free updates, but Mario is like their mascot, so I doubt they're just gonna stop making Mario games. I think we're getting another 3D soon, because the last ones we've gotten have all been remakes. Granted, 3D World was very in-depth, so... Yeah, 4 minutes. I think I went through my entire list. Zero Escape. There we go. Yeah, for those of you who aren't familiar with that series, Spike Chunsoft, same people who made Danganronpa. I think if Danganronpa sells well, we might get a port. The originals were on DS, so it's not like it's this has never been on a Nintendo console before. It was on DS. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series name, it's also known as 999. So I think that might get a port, especially since it's a game that's heavily based on using a touchscreen. So Switch portable mode, or heck, maybe even let you use gyro pointer. That's one thing I'm surprised with. I wish that more point-and-click games will let you just use the gyro pointer. I mean, of course, I have an option to turn it off, but I feel like that would be a really cool way to do it. It's like my issue with the PlayStation 4 controller. Has pretty much a trackpad on it, but I can't use that as a trackpad. I have to just like use it as a button. I feel like the Switch is prime for that. I think we could use gyro pointer controls for a mouse, and it would just be fine. I mean, I don't think there's any other ones that I can think of. Yeah, we have... It's just a few minutes. Oh, yeah, I'm live streaming my reaction to Direct. Sorry, I should have told you ahead of time.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I don't think there's any more predictions I had. Oh yeah, Kid Icarus. That might get a port. Our sequel. I think since Smash DLC's ending, we might get something for Kid Icarus soon. Because I doubt Sakurai would not want to be involved with that. I mean, he doesn't like sequels. He usually doesn't do them. But maybe. I think if anything, he would want to be involved in a sequel to Kid Icarus. Because that's kind of... The entire reason we got a second Kid Icarus was because of Sakurai. So I highly doubt he would say, no, I don't want anything to do with the sequel. Or, I mean, I don't think he's going to take a full director role, but I think he would at least want to be involved somehow. I think, yeah, the direct should be starting in just a minute. So after that, you are no longer going to be hearing me making my stupid predictions. You're only going to be hearing me screaming like a child and either being very happy, very disappointed, or just completely meh. Alright. Yeah, for those just turning in, my Smash Bros. Predictions, it's either a Pokemon, Waluigi, Crash Bandicoot, or, Pokemon, Waluigi, or Crash Bandicoot. Because I've just come to expect disappointment at this point, and there we go, it's starting. Right, same disclaimer they always put on. Let me see here. Bayonetta 3, maybe? Oh, are we getting a Monster Hunter character in Smash? Oh, no. No, this is another Monster Hunter thing. Okay. Is this an expansion to Rise? Let me just turn it down a bit. Yeah, I think it's an expansion to Rise, most likely. Sunbreak. Yeah. Yeah. It's an expansion. Alright, so we're probably getting the Smash character at the end then. I doubt they wouldn't start with it. They might end it with it, though. Because I am a Smash fan. Alright. I'm gonna turn the closed captions off. Yeah, for a second there I saw the Rathalos and I was like, well, no, Monster Hunter Rise needs an expansion. There's already a lot of content, but it's Monster Hunter. Okay. Headlines. Okay, maybe we're getting more expansion info. Okay, more information on the new Mario Party game. Watch them not announce anything, and it's just all updates. What? Oh my word, there's more than... There's a decent amount of boards in this game. What? Oh boy. Oh boy. Wait, Bowser's not playable? Oh no, the cars are back. Oh no. Donkey Kong's just like, Mario, you stole my gimmick. I have the minecart levels. Okay, thank you. Ah, yes. They didn't mention enemies. That's the only people I want to play Mario Party with. If I hate you, can tell I hate you when I'm like, hey, do you want to play Mario Party? And it's not prefaced with, let's try it. Oh boy. Is this Monolith? Wait, is this by Monolith? This looks fun. Square Enix. Okay. Oh, this looks interesting. This music is beautiful. Oh, this looks fun. This is probably going to be one of the more relaxing games they announce. What? I know it's like a card-based RPG, which isn't the most exciting thing. Oh my god. Ooh, man. Square Enix always finds a way. Wow. Well, I guess there's a demo. Might try that out some other stream. What is the support of? Disco Elysium Final Cut. Okay, I was about to say. So we get another Disco Elysium? Or is this DLC? Disco Elysium was really good. I haven't finished it, but it was really good from what I played. Might wait for the reviews on this one. That and I still need to finish the last one. I was about to say, if it says later today. Ooh. Okay, the expansion pass for Age of Calamity. I don't know why I didn't put that on. I always forget that there's one obvious DLC thing coming. They should put Waluigi in Age of Calamity. I just think it would be funny to have him here and not in Smash. Is he gonna be yeah, he's probably gonna be playable. There's only 3 characters I can think of who are likely to be DLC. Because if you're not base game playable and you have a character model and assets within the game, I think it's okay to say you might become playable. I hate this. I'm just kidding. I love it. It's so stupid. Alright, wave 2. Let's see here. This isn't Mario Kart 9. A whole lot of Square Enix so far. Gilgamesh. We need to put Cloud Strife in this game. I don't care if it doesn't make sense. You know, it would be hilarious if they just put Sephiroth. I love stupid kart racers. It looks okay. Wait, did they have a lag spike in the... I don't know. It looks interesting. I mean, it has a chocobo and roller skates. I didn't expect this, but okay. Yeah, Square. The exclusive we wanted. Yeah, it is the last one. Alright. I like how they didn't put it in this direct, honestly. I think it's fitting that it gets its own announcement. Is this Splatoon 3? This might be Splatoon 3. No, it's not Splatoon 3. Wait. A 3D Kirby game. Is this the 3D Kirby game? Holy, no. There is no way. There is no way we're getting a 3D Kirby game. I just need a second. Oh my gosh. I never thought I would see this. I am... Wow. Wow. So, it's a Mr. Sakurai Presents. I think that's kind of fitting. He probably wants to give a... final swan song to it. But for anyone who's saying, "Oh, we need more characters," I think it's fine where it is. I really don't. I think regardless of who the last character is, I'm still satisfied with this Smash. It's yeah. But, oh my god. I did not expect a 3D Kirby game. Like, this looks really good. I mean, if you've played the last few Kirby games, you know they've wanted to make a 3D one. Oh my gosh. Nintendo, just keep surprising me, please. Oh, man. Alright, I don't know if it's going to be new or it's going to be... Is this Breath of the... Oh, no, it's Animal Crossing. What, you hear somber piano music. Is there another expansion to the museum? The Roost! Oh my god, the Roost is back! Oh, man. Jeez, they're just saying, hey, October you're gonna have a whole lot of stuff. Alright. So October 5th, that's the Sakurai Direct. That's in 2 weeks, give or take. I honestly, I give them props for not announcing it in the Direct. Alright, that's expected. They always talk about the new updates. It's like, cool. I like to wait till after the updates come out for the latest sports games. The old ones are so much better. Okay, that's fair enough. He makes sense as a playable character. Jeez. Well, that's easier to... Okay, fair enough. What? Nintendo, why do you do this to me? This isn't Kingdom Hearts. Yes, yeah, it looks like a 3DS game. I said 3DS port. I don't know if this counts. What? What? Oh my god. Oh my word. KOTOR? I was about to say. I was about to say, if they announce this for later today, I'm gonna be like, yeah. Is this, Yeah, I was about to say, this is Dying Light and it's a cloud version. Dying Light's a great game, but I doubt it could run on Switch. Uh, okay. I was about to say, they said 2 games. I was about to say, it's weird to have 2 but not 1. What? Eh. This is triangle tactics, isn't it? Yeah. Strategy, excuse me. I would I would love to see more games in this art style. Like, imagine a new Mario RPG in this art style. That would be beautiful. Wow. Square's actually listening to people. Huh. Good enough. I like how they just kind of... More information on Dread. Oh, man. Is this already on there? I haven't caught up on all the trailers. Is this a new one? Ooh. My gosh. The more and more I look at Dread, the more amazing it looks. Like, I love 2D Metroid. It is my preferred way to play Metroid. And you have no idea how excited I am for Dread. Alright, so the others, you do have the upgradable suits. Kraid? Hold up, was that Kraid? Was that Kraid? I still need to put my pre-order in. I'm probably going to do that later today. I mean, so far it's just been kind of a disappointing direct. It's already halfway through. This last 20 minutes had better be good. Wow. They are really going all out for Dread, and I am here for it. Uh, yeah, it's N64 online. Yeah, yeah, what did I say? They're gonna add a premium for N64 online. Let's see here. Wait. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Mario Kart. Tennis. What? What? Okay, that I did not expect. Um, Nintendo, what? Streets of Rage. Okay, that's actually kind of creative, and I'm mad. Okay, please do. Okay. One back. Where's Comic Zone? Yeah. Snap. F-Zero. Kirby. Paper Mario. What?! Excuse me? No, 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 you can't just gloss over that you threw Banjo-Kazooie in there. We're gonna get Perfect Dark eventually. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I called it. I mean, it makes more sense. Let's see here. We have a few more. Oh, okay, a few collections. Shadowrun Trilogy. This isn't Cyberpunk 77. 2077. I'm an idiot. I don't know how math works. Meh. Ooh, okay. So Konami did do something. Watch. What if the last one's just Prime Trilogy? They would throw it in and just be like, yeah, here's Prime Trilogy. That's also a collection, right? It's like, Nintendo, no. Ooh. Okay. The advanced games are really good. Like, not enough people talk about them. No way. That's what I think it is. Yep. Of course it's ActRaiser. Meh. This would have been better with a high bit style. This kind of looks mediocre. Like, I'm happy for fans of ActRaiser, but my god, this just, no. I don't like the look of this. Can you give me a second? Oh, okay, at least they offer the original. Whole lot of square. Okay. Well, yeah, no, we already know Deltarune Chapter 2 was released. Toby, look, I love you, my guy, but we all know Deltarune Chapter 2 is here. Yeah, so most of these announcements have been Okay, we got a new 3D Kirby. That was pretty big. Yeah, whenever it's not like something new, I'm trying to just think what we've gotten. Re-release of the old Castlevania games would be cool. Oh, yeah. This is just stuff that's coming later. That's gonna be really. That's gonna be mediocre. Surviving the aftermath. I'm just looking at this sizzle reel. I don't think a lot of the. I think a lot of these are just very small. SMT5. Yeah, that's gonna be really good. I feel like that's gonna do really well for Atlas because they've gotten a lot of exposure over this last year and a half. So a lot of people probably will buy it. Arcade Archives. Oh, okay. Pac-Man 99's already a thing. Rune Factory 5. I love Rune Factory, but meh. Wait, Miyamoto? Yep, new Mario. Is he retiring? Aww. No, please don't make the last 20 minutes a Mario trailer. A year. Ha, Japan. How does it feel to be behind us? If it's not Lou, wait, is Lou Albano still alive? Hold up. Hold up. Oh, oh no. No. Who's voicing Luigi? I swear, this is just. They just announced, Okay, that I am fine with, actually. I love Jack Black. Oh, God. This is gonna be either really good or. Seth Rogen? Who's Waluigi? Wait, Seth Rogen. Waluigi and Mario is probably gonna be one. Kamek, Cranky Kong. Oh, Foreman Spike. Jack Black voicing Bowser. That is not the announcement I expected today. Ah, yes. If every Nintendo Direct doesn't include Jack Black now, I'm gonna be disappointed. Chris Pratt as Mario, though. That's still weird. He's like, okay. I think he's kind of. Is this gonna be something big or something small? Yeah, Splatoon 3. I think it's launching next year, correct? I think it's gonna be either. Okay, I think the month is either gonna be like May, or April, May, or June. It's gonna be one of those three. I can't see it being a holiday release. Plus, they wouldn't announce it so early if they didn't have. Okay. So we get the hook shot in Splatoon now. I see. Okay, I think that was on it. Oh. Is this the new villain? Oh, the new story mode. Wait, a bow and arrow. Something with Judd. Okay, this is the internet speculation section, isn't it? Oh, Pearl and Marnie are back. Well, not Pearl and Marnie. Callie and Mari are back. I know Pearl and Marnie. Pearl and Marine are back. However you say it. Splatoon 3. I mean, it looks interesting. Oh, cool. I complete. What? They're actually acknowledging the lore. I never expect these. Uh, thank you. This is a direct bit, right? There aren't actually sentient squids. Oh. That's... Hmm. Well, it's Splatoon. Wait. Okay. Yeah, there's probably going to be one last announcement after this. Um... What's the last announcement going to be? It's not going to be anything for Smash Ultimate. I doubt they would throw that in if they said earlier Sakurai Direct. So it's going to probably be late next year if they don't announce a release date. I like how it keeps a straight face while making that pose. What if they just ended there? There better be another big announcement. Because we got a 3D Kirby. That's big. The new card game from Square looks fun. Last trailer. Okay. An actual gameplay footage. What is this? Is this a port of something? Wait. Is this what I think it is? Is this God Killer 4 or something? Is this this is the new Monolith game, isn't it? Hold up, is this a prequel to Xenoblade 2? Oh no, it's an idea. It's not a good one, but it's an idea. Wait, Bayonetta? Is this Bayonetta? Oh, Astral Chain 2. Wait, Astral Chain 2? Wait, no way! They knew. Is that the new Bayonetta design? Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, that is a way to end a direct. My god. I'm not the biggest Bayonetta fan, and even I'm into this. Oh. Well, a bit of petty vandalism, but I guess we're fine. What is this new Bayonetta design? Because I kind of like it. But yet at the same time, the hair looks a little weird. Well, I mean, this looks like more Bayonetta, though. Not saying that's a bad thing, but it looks like more Bayonetta. I like how they did the Astral Chain tease. That was great. Because they absolutely knew that people were going to be like, great, Astral Chain 3. There's still no more Bayonetta. Still no release date. 2022. Okay. Close enough. Is that Virgil? Okay. Gee. Hold up. Okay, thank you. Let's say it was average. I think the... I mean, I'm kind of happy for the lack of a Smash character. Because obviously after Ultimate's DLC cycle wraps up, we're not going to get any more. So, in my opinion, there's no point in adding another Smash character to this Direct if it's supposed to be such a big event. I would rather not have the Direct have 20 minutes dedicated to a new Smash character. I think the smaller things were okay. So I think too much of it was taken up by the movie. Let me just go to Nintendo and see if they've uploaded anything yet. Because it was kind of a forgettable Direct, if I'm being honest. 3 more boards were revealed. Yeah, it just feels like most of Nintendo stuff is going to be next month. It wouldn't surprise me if that's how it's going to end up working. Because Bayonetta 3, that's big. But that's also kind of a good thing to throw next year. Because you don't want too much competition when you already have a new Mario Party. The last Smash character's coming out. So sales for Smash are likely going to go up right before the holiday season. I think Splatoon 3 is going to get some more information the next Direct we have. I think the next Direct will probably get a release date. Because I feel like that's a 2022 game. The Splatoon 2 isn't selling as well, and the main reason I think why, I think Nintendo should support the Splatoon games for longer than they do, because they usually do it for like 2 years, and then there's no more Splatoon content. But this I feel like the Splatoon fan base would increase exponentially if they just kept one Splatoon game per console as the rule. Like if they had just kept Splatoon 2 through the lifespan, it would have been fine. Um, Mario Kart 9 probably will get an announcement next year. Let me just check my list because I know that I think I got two right. Big third party port. Well, there was Dying Light 1 and 2 that got ported, but I don't think that counts. No announcements on the on the a few smaller stuff. Nintendo 64 Online. Okay, interesting. I don't think we're going to hear more about that until I would say shortly after the Sakurai Direct. So my prediction is Sakurai Direct is going to be that's October 5th if I remember correctly. So the Sakurai Direct October 5th. I think the next week is probably going to be Nintendo Switch Online and then Animal Crossing. Because they didn't give a date for the Animal Crossing Direct, so that's got to be late to mid to late October. So I would say it might be the 12th when we get an October Direct. Not an October Direct, excuse me. I think it might be the 12th. That sounds like a safe day for them to announce the stuff for online. Because I feel like if they had announced the date right away, it might have made people suspicious of something. Because usually when they don't say a date on something, there's a reason for it, unless it's very far off in the development. I guess the big issue is this one was very update heavy. So we had like content for Mario Golf, Mario Party Superstars, Animal Crossing Direct, Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreak. We didn't really get many new games. It was all stuff we already heard about or knew was coming. Bayonetta 3, I mean, we haven't seen anything of the game, but we knew that was coming. Kirby the Forgotten Lands, I'm excited for that. I feel like it's going to be fun at the very least to have a 3D Kirby game. I feel like we're going to get a Mario release next year, like a platformer release, because the movie's coming out. I don't think we're going to get a movie game. Nintendo doesn't seem to want to do that. They didn't do it for the last Mario Bros. Movie. Every time they've had a show, they haven't really released a game for it. So I can't see Nintendo exactly saying we're going to release a Mario movie game. Probably will be a game that year, though. Maybe Odyssey 2. I think that's one that would do fairly well. Maybe a port of Galaxy 2. Metroid Prime Trilogy. I think that might happen next year. I think overall, since it was just so update heavy, there was a decent amount of new stuff in there. There was the new Square Enix game. They announced a few ports, some of which seemed kind of interesting. I swear, they knew exactly what they were doing when they showed the footage of Mickey Mouse. Because you see that, you see Mickey Mouse, and you immediately... So, my mind immediately went to, it's Kingdom Hearts. I feel like they should try, at least, to get Square to port the first two Kingdom Hearts on the Switch. I don't know if 3 could run, but 1 and 2 could definitely run. So, there's no reason really not to. I don't know if there's some exclusivity contract. They did put 3 on Xbox. But if they want to release Kingdom Hearts on Switch, I think it would do well. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. That one seems pretty good. That's probably I think the highlights of the Direct were Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Bayonetta 3, and that card game from Square looked interesting, but it was like the 3D Kirby and Bayonetta 3. So 3D Kirby came out of nowhere, and I wasn't expecting that. I mean, a new Kirby game isn't out of the books, because Kirby usually gets a release fairly... Like, since the Switch is both a handheld and a home console, usually Kirby gets a lot of handheld releases and not a lot of home console releases. So the fact that he got he's getting a lot of releases makes sense since it's both, so they don't have to split the development team for Kirby. Mario Party Superstars update. I feel like we're going to get a few more maps. Honestly, I'm surprised they announced 3 more boards. I think that Mario Party Superstars needs a lot more content. Especially because all of it's taken from Nintendo 64 games. It also makes sense that they didn't announce Mario Party for the 64 online, because then people would just play the Mario Party 64 games on the N64 online. Since they had a list of N64 games, I'm gonna go over there really quickly. Oh yeah, we did get the Castlevania ports. That's kind of exciting. There was a few indie games, but mostly it was just expansions. I think that's the big issue. Is if it was more balanced, if it felt more like the new content was a majority of the direct rather than just like a afternote. I'm trying to find it because they mentioned it very briefly. I think it was, yeah, KOTOR gets a release, Metroid Dread, Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass. Alright, so let's go through. So, Sega Genesis Online, that came out of nowhere. Okay, let's see here. Mario 64, Mario Kart 64. Okay, Mario 64, that makes sense, since that's going to be on the... That's already in a collection. Ocarina of Time, I think I can see now why they didn't have that much of a presence for Zelda. Granted, I do think the 2 GameCube games should be ported to the Switch. That makes sense. But if they're going to add the two of the biggest Zelda games onto Switch by N64 Online, I think that's fine. Star Fox 64, okay. Yoshi's Story, Zelda Ocarina of Time, Win Back, Mario Tennis, Dr. Mario 64, and Sin and Punishment's getting an American release. I think they had a short sizzle reel as well. Let me just go through these really quickly. So Castlevania Bloodlines, that's a good one. Contra's a good one. Puyo Puyo, aka Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Gunstar Heroes, Musha, Golden Axe, Echo the Dolphin, those are all pretty good. Phantasy Star, Rise Star, Shining Force, Shinobi 3. There's only one Sonic game. It's Sonic 2. I think that's a safe one to start with. I think the probably 2 that are definitely going to be in there eventually are Sonic 1 and Sonic 3. Maybe. But definitely Sonic 1. Streets of Rage 2, okay, and Strider. I think Comic Zone, Sonic 2, Comic Zone and Sonic 1 are going to probably be on there. I'm surprised Columns isn't there, because that's a pretty big puzzle game. And that's 3 of the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Because a lot of the Sega Genesis library just makes a lot of sense to just be thrown on here. I think the main reason it doesn't have that much right now is because there's the Genesis collections. So they probably want to wait for a little bit and see if it's a better idea to release them on here or to keep them in Genesis collections. And then here we go. This is the one thing. Mario Golf, Majora's Mask, Pokemon Snap, F-Zero X, Kirby and the Crystal Shards, Paper Mario, Banjo-Kazooie. Okay, so Banjo-Tooie is a safe bet. Perfect Dark, I think... Actually, no, Perfect Dark is rated M. Now that I think about it, I don't know if Perfect Dark would get ported. Jet Force Gemini might. Donkey Kong 64. That probably will get a port. Jeez, I'm trying to think through what else is on the 64. Because the 64 had a fairly small library. Oh, Wave Race and... I always forget the other one. Wave Race 64 and 1080 Snowboarding are probably going to get on there. I'm just kind of looking back. I have the games on my shelf back there. I'm surprised Smash Bros. Isn't on there. maybe they'll announce something at about that with the Sakurai Direct. One thing I could see them doing is saying, "Hey, we're just going to release a collection of a few of the old Smash Bros. On Switch or something like that." Um, Granted, I don't think so. The thing with the re-releasing the old Smash games is I feel like there's not really too much of a clashing market for that. So if you release the old Smash games, then the old Smash fans get what they want, and the new Smash Bros. Fans would be able to still play Ultimate. So I think they might announce something like that in the Sakurai Direct, especially if it's like the other ones. It's going to be a longer direct where a lot of it's on character movement and stuff, but we'll get a few smaller things thrown in there. It's definitely the last Smash Bros. Character, though, because when they say the last Smash Ultimate character in a Nintendo Direct, you know they're being serious. Because if it says the final Sakurai Direct, so I don't think. Let me see if I can't find that screen cap. Because I feel like if it's the final Sakurai Direct, that either means one of two things. Sakurai is leaving Smash Bros., which I doubt he would leave mid-development. That just doesn't make sense for him to say, hey, I'm out of here, I don't want to do Smash anymore. I doubt he could just do that. I think he probably has a contract where he has to see it all the way through. I think it is more likely that it's either a Pokemon or some smaller character if it's not in a Direct. Because this was a fairly underwhelming one, in all honesty. Like, usually there's at least a decent amount of content. It's somewhere in here. Jeez, why does this have to be so hard to find? Yeah, it was after Square Enix's presentation, if I remember correctly. There we go. Okay, yeah, the final Mr. Sakurai presents for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, 10/5, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me check my calendar really quickly. See here, next month is... So that's a Tuesday, yeah. I can't stream that one live, unfortunately, but I will definitely be watching it live. Let me think about this a little bit. So I think we're not gonna. It's not gonna be something crazy. Yeah, I will say the moment they announced who was voicing the characters, it just. I mean, I'm not gonna like or dislike it. I think it was okay. Oh yeah, you know it's an underwhelming direct when it's like when you say "oh yeah" rather than rather than that was announced too. I think it's a lot the fact that it's so port and expansion heavy. Like it should have they should have probably put a few of the newer games into this. They should have definitely put a lot more announcements because I think if I remember correctly, Bayonetta 3 we already knew was in development, so that kind of counts since it's the first gameplay reveal, so I'll just count it anyway. 3D Kirby game. That card game from Square Enix. I don't know if they've announced it elsewhere. I'll keep up with Square stuff. That remake of a Square game that's coming later today. And I don't know if that Hot Wheels game was announced here or not. If it was not announced here, it really shouldn't. If it was announced here, it really shouldn't have been. Because like that is a sizzle reel thing at best. It was just sizzle reel, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was. Metroid Dread we already knew about. The Castlevania game's getting a collection, okay. You know, I don't really mind that. Deltarune Part 2 we already knew about. I don't know. It was just very underwhelming. I feel like they should have really spaced out what they had there. Honestly, I felt it would have been better if they had just asked more of the companies to put on what they're announcing. Because if, like, for example, if Persona 4 Arena is in development, they would have been better off waiting till after the presentation for Persona's anniversary. I don't know whether that happened or not, but I could see that I think they should have waited for more content to be available, because like all we got was stuff we already knew about, or like I think 3 new games. Chocobo GP was new. See, I completely forgot about that one. It's just like 3D Kirby and Bayonetta 3. That's all I remember from this direct, because everything else is in a different direct. It feels like they felt they had to stretch for time, and yet at the same time, I feel like they would have been better off just... Honestly, I would have been fine if they talked about some of the stuff in Animal Crossing. Because that way it would have at least felt like, hey, there's not a lot of new stuff, but we get more stuff on Animal Crossing. You know, it just felt like they were stretching for time with some games. Like, some of them didn't need, like, 5 minutes. Yeah, I think that kind of summarizes just how I feel about this direct. It was just underwhelming. There's not really much to talk about. Anyways, until next time, this is SharpZ.